Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
Welcome to Building Bridges, Conversations on Social Development, where we explore the power of connection, collaboration, and community in shaping a more inclusive and prosperous world. Join us as we delve into the key issues, innovative solutions, and inspiring stories that drive positive change and empower individuals and communities to thrive. Let's embark on this transformative journey together, uniting hearts and minds for a brighter future for all. Let's get to work with Garfield Oliver of Caribbean American News Media.
Greetings, my friends. Welcome to Caribbean American News Media Platform. We are live on the air. We are broadcasting on GVT TV channel 115, and that is Flow there in St. Lucian. For those of you who are viewing through our different platforms, Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, welcome. So again, to all our viewers, our new viewers on the GVD platform, GDV TV, and that is Flow Channel 115. We want to welcome you to our live broadcast. Again, this is a live broadcast, and so we welcome all Sagafets, just simply here's wishing you a beautiful evening, and thank you for spending or giving us some of your time tonight, where we're going to get into the bouillon of the matter as usual. Again, you are on to Caribbean American News Media Platform. Please share the live. For those of you who are on social media, on the social media app, please share it with your friends, your loved ones, your favorite hack, or your favorite politician. Share the live, folks.
Live stream with Garfield Oliver. Let's get to work.
Yes, my friends, and so it was an eventful day. I am not out of the woods as yet, folks. I am just recovering from an operation on Friday. And so I decided to be here with you. From Friday, I spend most of my time lying in my bed. There are times I cannot get up without help, but I was able to get into the studio, which is right here, and just, walk with my stick. My stick is here with me. Yes, and I just want to be here with you for the evening. Those of you who called to send messages and wished me well, thank you so much for your kind gesture. It is greatly appreciated. And so, folks, we witness a lot today. And thank you, those of you who are on social media and you are wishing me all the best. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to push myself on the advice from the medical folks at the hospital, So we're going to take it easy. We're going to let the gadgets speak tonight, and we're going to allow you to speak. You can always call us at 929-586-1821. All right, so greetings to all. Let's just greet our folks there in Soufriere. Those of you who are viewing through the GVD TV channel 115, greetings to you in Swazel, Canaries, in Vieux-Fort, Miku, and also Deriso, Denry, the Valley, Alabe, Bexo, Mac, Cul-de-sac, Up the Morn, Yes, those of you who are in the Castries Basin, Grosile, wheresoever you are, Moshi, Bouton, Balata, I know most of the names. Maybe you're watching by the VG Beach. Greetings, my friends. Maybe you're on your way to a cricket match or something. But thank you so much for giving us a listening ear. And so let's get into the bouillon, the meat of the matter. Now, folks, a lot was done today. I want to first of all, commend the government on the increased finance for our pensioners. It's a good thing. And so when it is good, we support it. When it is not good, when it is bad, then we criticize it. So I have nothing to criticize here, unless there's a misunderstanding on my end that those individuals that the Prime Minister spoke about in the House today are government workers. Well, let us hope that all pensioners would get an increase. You cannot live on $300 in 2024. It's basically impossible for that to happen. These individuals have worked all their lives, and it is the responsibility of our government systems to look out for these vulnerable people at the end of their service to the nation. And so I would also encourage our young people to start saving. Start saving young, folks. Forget about all this rum and careless sex and the brand names and everything else. Save your money. So you would not have to rely on your $200-300 from NIS or from whatever pension you're getting. But you would have saved enough to take care of yourself. So it is time, all these fetes and parties, when you get old and you can't move, arthritis or some sicknesses in your body, you can go to these wind down sessions, gyrating sessions, and running behind bounty and all those things. You just can't do it at some point. Well, some people say one life to live, but then your one life to live becomes a burden. So for someone else who follow the rules, they are saving their money, then you become two lives for them because they got to take care of themselves and you. So ain't no one life to live, and you're not on a rock by yourself. Somebody got to take care of you. And many of you are frustrated at governments and blame the government for you not having anything because many of you are careless. And that's just the truth. So start saving your money. Yes, start investing. Buy a piece of land. And put that bottle away. It doesn't make sense, friends. Doesn't make sense. You get yourself sick for what? Mash up your kidney and your lungs and what? You lie down on the bed and people are taking care of you. Is it worth it? It doesn't worth it. It doesn't worth it at all. I as much as I compliment the government for the proposed increase to pensioners, I am disappointed in the government of St. Lucia. I am embarrassed, to say the least. I feel messed up just viewing the government information service broadcast of the House sitting. Total disaster. And, the fellas are doing something good for the citizens. Any increase is a good increase. If you have $300 and you get another $200, that's $500. So it's a good thing. But my problem is, with such a good bill in the House, it was drowned out with nastiness. Déclassé nastiness. And I'm not sure who decent citizen would sit there at their television or their device and laugh and smile at the nastiness that took place in the House today. It is getting worse, St. Lucians. And whether you're SLP or UWP, we must agree that nastiness should not be allowed in our nation. Well, if you think that it is something funny because your government is in power, one of these days, you would realize that your children and grandchildren are doing the very same nastiness in your house, or the very same nastiness to your neighbor or to you. What we experienced today in the House was garbage. Big men acting like little school girls back in the days when they have Roro. And the Roro is never ending. Mr. Frederick need to stop this garbage. You are poisoning the nation. And I call him out tonight because he needs to be called out. The Prime Minister also needs to take control of his cabinet. He too need a timeout. Because you see, when you ask the Prime Minister certain questions, the answer is always far from coming. The answer is always going. It's never coming. When it's time for the cursing and the mepui and the nastiness, then they're cool. They have a lot of energy. And I thought Mr. Frederick was going to lose his mind. He was just shouting. He was screaming. He was just going on and on to the point where I had to take off the device because it was irritating me. I am highly medicated, friends. And a lot of things irritate me. Noise. And I sat there and I listened to this guy run out of breath. And his only target was Mr. Shastney. Now you think he would spend majority of his time in support of the bill that is before the House. The man spent a majority of his time running himself out of breath, losing brain cells, by the way, screaming like a drunken old lady, screaming and shouting. While our young people got to watch, our students got to watch. And by the way, in my observation, they were in the House foreigners sitting there. And I'm sure they would say to themselves, what is this? I can't wait to get out of this house. This is dirty. And he went on and he went on, calling Mr. Shastney Sahot, liar, Sahot. Then the Prime Minister joined, spoke about his accent, not one of us, more nastiness. And by the way, these guys are being paid by you, the people of St. Lucia. A matter of fact, you, the citizens of the country, hired them. So the nastiness is being sponsored by you, the people. And I looked at some of the comments under the live. And when I look at some of the people, friends, to say the least, I was not surprised that they would have gone down that road in trying to attack those who are listening silently under the live. My name was called under the live. I didn't trouble anyone. I just went under the live to view so that when I speak, I know what I'm speaking of. And so I was harassed, bullied. And anyone who dare not to support whatever Mr. Pear is doing or Buddy, Richard Frederick, you come under serious attack just by being under the live. It got to stop, St. Lucia. It got to stop. This is not politics. I promise you, this can never be politics. This cannot be politics, friends. This is nastiness. This is an international embarrassment. Sheer nastiness. And surprisingly, some of these same fellas who have no good track record are casting judgments on other people who were convicted of crimes. No clean hands. Some of them kick people vehicle, pull gun on people, go up in police face and did a lot of stuff, threaten people. But now they have a rosary and they're in the house like little gods, casting judgment on others. None of them are any authority on morality, because the Bible says righteousness exalts the nation. As far as I'm concerned, all of them are a bunch of wretch that need to be saved. Now, I use the word wretch. I use it on myself too in church. And I say, thank God for saving a wretch like me. And even Newton, recognizing his wretchedness and his vagabondism, even him at some point recognized how dirty he was. None of them fellas are any authority on righteousness. Let's go over to the house sitting for a while, my people. Share the life.
$15 a gallon, Mr. Speaker. I'm hoping that we're going to see that the price of cooking gas will come back down to $22, Mr. Speaker. I don't know, Mr. Speaker, how they're going to reverse the bus fares, because once you've given it, I don't know how you're going to take it back. I don't know how you're going to convince the bakers of this country, Mr. Speaker, to bring back the price of bread to where it was before. And that's why we said that by not subsidizing those things initially, the world economy would have recovered, Mr. Speaker, but we now are being left with this history of price gouging that's taken place, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is tax gouging. My apologies. Tax gouging.
Now, let's stop there for a while. I want you to observe Mr. Chasney and how he reports himself in the House. Mr. Chasney has been speaking for a few seconds there, and he have not attacked anyone. He have not called anyone Sahat. Maybe later he might. I don't know. Nobody was called Sahat. He stayed on the issues. And he could not have made, as the opposition leader, his contribution in silence. Because the amount of noise that was kept by Buddy, Mr. Teddy Bear, Tom and Jerry, that it drowned it out their own. And let us not speak about proper English, because there is one. Now, if I, who live in the United States with common social media, and say I have not bathed as yet, whole come with pardon. Whole come with pardon, because they're questioning whether I have a certificate, a pastoral certificate. So, si mwete vinisiak mukdi, just see, I have not bathed as yet, and I said it with an accent. Whole come with do pardon. But there's a doctor in the House who all I am hearing is persons and persons and persons and persons. So let me not be the English police, because na fair shy foupa, then I parle de le na just di sa mouv di. Ou check li? Ik ma mem mete ti accent alay. But today was a total embarrassment, whether it's the English language, whether it's procedures, whether it's etiquette, manners, and respect. Apart from all that, friends, it was an embarrassment, total embarrassment. Let's go back to Mr. Chasney.
The price of cooking gas to have decreased more, when you don't allow the price of gas at the pump to go down, when you continue to allow the price of electricity to be sold at a higher price, all those things, Mr. Speaker, result in taxes. increase in taxes. And we see it, Mr. Speaker. We saw it in the budget. It wasn't hidden. We saw in the budget, Mr. Speaker, that the increase in revenue came from two sources. It came from the excise tax, which was the increased amount of money that they had budgeted for the gas prices. And because they had not lowered the cooking gas tax down sufficiently, they had to subsidize it substantially less than what they projected, which means that they earned more money. And the second area that they made money, Mr. Speaker, was in CIP. And that's for another show. That's for another show. This government has not increased the performance of this country. Mr. Speaker, when we see $80 million go into the NLA, we knew that we were going to be doing World Cup cricket. And you still could not get the stadium done right? You were still working, Mr. Speaker?
Now, you see the childishness from these big men. I don't know how my wife would watch me if I'm elected and I'm sitting in the house doing magie with myself, and how my grandchildren and my kids would view me when I get home with my briefcase and my tie and my St. Lucian lapel or pin on my jacket. How would they view me, really? How would my children, friends view me at convent or at South Lewis Community College? How would they see me in the house acting like little girls? The only thing we need to get for them fellas is bows, a bunch of ribbons, and put it on their head. A horse and a red ribbons we need to order for them fellas.
Mwen pa sa pou maji beti sa.
We got to buy ribbons, red ribbons, sponsor red ribbons to them fellas. And not one of them have the courage to say, fellas, let's not act like that. Let's allow the honorable member to, to speak. And when we get our turn, then we will jab him, but we will stay on the matter at hand. Let's take a break, folks. We'll be back.
Located Ogier Vieux Fort, we take pride in our ability to cater to a wide range of events and occasions, whether it's a joyous celebration like a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or graduation, or a more somber gathering such as a funeral or first communion. We are dedicated to providing exquisite culinary offerings to suit each unique event. Our diverse menu includes offerings such as funeral treat boxes and treat boxes for all other occasions, ensuring that we can provide comfort and support during difficult times, as well as enhance the festivities during happier moments. In addition, we offer prepackaged meals designed for all occasions, ensuring that the food at your event is not only delicious but also convenient. Call us today at 75873333365 for your finger-licking and palatable foods.
And folks, we are back again. You are viewing us via GVD TV channel Flow channel 115, and we are also live on our YouTube channel, our Facebook account. It is down at the moment, and it is being worked on. It should be back up very shortly. So thank you again for being here with us on our YouTube channel, and also 360 Radio, and we're also broadcasting live on GVD TV on the island of St. Lucia. Now let's get back to our discussion, friends, before we took that break. So I was saying, all we have to do, and before I say what we have to do, St. Lucians, your government is a reflection of you. Any government, whether it's the UWP or the SLP, your government is a reflection on you. Let me ask you a question. And I'm speaking to those with decency and class. Yeah. Those who have a little oomph. Where? Would you appreciate your son or your daughter in the house acting a fool? There is one tout le ou where monsieur ka tout faire kaila. Don't matter how you see him, no matter what debate, it has to be on DSH, Chasney, and Chasney White. Chasney is not one of us. And that's all you hear. And then he's running out of breath. And then at the end of it, he said, you know. Listen to me. If I have a child behaving like him, I send them to boot camp. Get them out the house fast. They got to be corrected. Send them somewhere. To the army, boot camp, somewhere. In St. Vincent, there's a place they call this boys training center. Say, Lana, go and get training. But it could have well be a reflection of me, how I train. The home training. Huh? The home training. Could just be. And so I put them fellas in timeout with their little bow. With their little ribbon and their little pink purse. And I'll teach them a lesson. St. Lucia, today was a great embarrassment with all the issues that are affecting the citizens of the country. With all the issues, CIP gate, alleged scandal, alleged corruption with CIP, on the selling of the passports, the global eyes watching the country and that program, CIP CEO name or is fingered in a lawsuit, possibility that Mr. Hilaire will be added, an increase of crime, increase of poverty in the country, a medical crisis, no beds at our hospitals, no supplies, medication, lack of access. Young people are becoming disillusioned. With all the issues in the country, them fellas spend an entire day tag teaming, tagging each other on Mr. Chasney. And I can assure St. Lucians that Mr. Chasney is not St. Lucia's problem, you know. No, he's not. But listening to the presentations today, you would swear that Mr. Chasney was an animal and not human. And as a minister of the gospel, one who preached the word, I would say to Mr. Pear and Frederick and the others, be careful. Be careful. Because unrighteousness does not stand forever. Nastiness don't last for long. You guys are at an age, Mr. Frederick and Mr. Pear, where you guys should start using wisdom and toning it down and focusing on your life, what you did in the past and where you're going. Because you see, all must give an account, whether you like it or not. All will give an account. So I would have spent my time at that age looking back to see who I have done wrong, to see where I have caused pain to another brother or sister. I would be looking back. But instead, you guys have become perfect saints. And I listened to Mr. Frederick, and he spoke about Mr. Martinez as a fraudster. And folks, all you need to do, is to look in government. And I can guarantee you that the possibility is there that you can find 5 fraudsters or deceivers or snakes or volets. I am sure. According to a friend of mine, the preponderance of the evidence would lead to at least 5 somewhat. And that's why I always say to people, friends, if you're going to deal with politics, deal with issues. You see, talking about a man's sin, who did this and who did that when they were young, some of you need to shut your mouth. You are no authority, and I keep saying that. You are no authority on righteousness, on decency, and on morality. You are none. You are none. So let's go back over to the house.
Any amount of money can get the stadium looking nice. Does the sign Darren Sammy look beautiful? It looks great. The grass looks great. All the paint that's there, it looks fantastic. But I want to know, Mr. Speaker, because the contractors that were put on the job, because they could not have finished the job themselves, and 2 major contractors had to be mobilized, what was the cost to do that? When a contractor has to go and take equipment off of other...
Now, let's talk about contractors for a minute, folks. This same Richard Frederick came to St. Lucian's when he got elected and was accepted into the same cabal who went to the United States Embassy to accuse him of a lot of crimes. Those same people. Now, let's use the word sahat in its rightful place. Just for a minute. Let's play with words. Let's say, for instance, the pay administration are sahats. Because they were the ones who told the United Workers' Party to fire Richard Frederick because he's the worst scum of the earth. Fire him. So let's try to rearrange words, terminology, and let us just say that the gangs, the Mangoose gangs, like somebody would say, they are the Sahats. The evidence is clear, folks. Just pretend like this is a court of law. Of course, the word is used in its context, in the right context. Sahat. The same guys who went out of their way to destroy him. Same fellas. This is the same Richard Frederick, folks, who told you St. Lucians, that there was a problem with some housing projects in St. Lucia. One, I think it was with the Fresh Start Company. They were bubble. They were basically, he said there were no approved plans. You remember he had his bag on his shoulder, black bag. I remember it. Had his black bag, and he's excited to tell the media, well, we terminated the contract because they had no approved plans. The DCA did not approve the project. Secretly, St. Lucians, you know who is on the job? Yes, you are right. You are right, St. Lucians. You judged right. You did a double jeopardy tonight. It appears that, yes, there were approved plans. And yes, there was nothing untowards in the deal. It was a clean deal. And now, Fresh Start is back on the job. The same job that Buddy said had no approved plan from the DCA. Let's try to use the word in context somewhat. And I'm sure I used it right in the context there, you know. No approved plan. No approved plans. But there is approved plans. Corruption. But there is no corruption. It is okay, guys. We're sorry. You can come back and finish the job. We thought there was corruption. There's nothing going on. We do apologize. For a start, you can come back, bring your equipment, and we will give you a better deal. Let's forget about the first one with the United Workers' Party. We're going to give you a better deal. Because, you know, there's nothing. You are good people. We love you very much. You are patriotic. You love your country. We're going to give you extra projects to do for us. The word "sought" would fit in nicely here. Nicely here. Now, let me ask you, St. Lucians, did you hear or read any memo out there on social media? Did you see anything on, let's say, Jeremiah's Facebook page or Mr. Buddy Sunhut page or Tom and Jerry? Did you see anything out there indicating that Fresh Start is back on the job? And that's why I say to you, friends, don't allow politicians to bamboozle your cerveau. Don't allow politicians to play with your mind. God give you a brain in your head. You got to use it. And by the way, talking about brain, Buddy said Mr. Chastney has no brain in the cavity. He has no brain. All these insults, you know. All these insults from one Buddy. The man has no brain. How do you watch a big man, the opposition leader, and say to him he don't have a brain? Sounds like you have one, but you're not using it, because common sense would tell you and decency would tell you that you don't go down that road. You don't go down that road. And let's say Mr. Chastney was born with a birth defect. He does not have a brain in his head. Let's just say that he was born differently abled. Do you joke about a man not having a brain in his head? Because to not have a brain in your head, it means that you were born that way. And it's a birth defect. So no matter how we turn this situation today, Mr. Buddy is the one with the problem. Tom and Jerry and Buddy, they're the ones with the problems. Sounds like they're insecure. Sounds like they're just lost. They're like in Wonderland. And the only thing they can do is to raise up the same old mapwe all the time. White man accent, DS age, horse before hospitals. What else? Canada, he was born, not one of us. His father he rent the buildings for his father alone, and he was giving one person all the contracts, and the same old stuff. Nothing new. They have not told us anything new. After 3 years, you think they would come and say to us then, Mr. Shasta is going to be arrested tomorrow at 9 o'clock. You would expect them to announce after 3 years, repeating the very same garbage, that he would be arrested 9 o'clock in the morning. Huh? And so, the hypocrisy that you, the St. Lucian people, encourage. And I say you, them fellas cannot, all what they're doing there, you are the ones permitting your workers to insult you. And I want to send a warning to those under the NTN Live. You got to be more respectful. And by the way, it's women with children, you know. Women with children. Big women. Some cussing off each other. Who ugly, who fat, who ain't fat. Big women, you know. Whose titty long, which titty up, whose titty is across, who don't have teeth in the head, who ugly, who don't have hair, who using weave. Women. And I am saying that, you see, you see ignorance is a blight on any people. Because before I look at a woman and say to her, she fat, she ugly, her head big, her nose big, she don't have teeth, I would be very careful because I am only human. And the possibility is there that one sickness can have me to lose my hair, my teeth, my eyes, and everything else. One sickness can make you look like you're only bones. When I see women and even men insult women for politicians, it's a shame. It's a shameful moment in the history of the country when women who should look out for each other are talking about people's husband, their wives, their children, their jobs. Reverend, how did we get here? That's my question, St. Lucians. You know how you got there? Years of practice in nastiness. Years of practice in nastiness. You have perfected nastiness now. And you got to deal with nastiness. And when you see nastiness in government, because you have practiced it for so long, you see it as a joy and a pleasure. Because you have practiced nastiness for so long, when you see women in their cat fights, whether it's jealousy or simply being malicious, envious of each other, then you applaud it as something good. And we have approached a moment in time, generation of vipers, where right is wrong and wrong is right. This is the moment. This is the time, brethren. And unless you, the people, decide that you're not going to tolerate it, then it will continue. And everybody on the island goes to hell in a handbasket because everybody is following the blind. And there will come a time when you will no longer hear the blind because you will become so blind yourself that you will walk into the ditch of hell with your blind leaders. It's time for you to use that brain that was given to you. Let's go over to Mr. Shasti, I wanted to finish the statement.
Speaker, because the contractors that were put on the job, because they could not have finished the job themselves, and 2 major contractors had to be mobilized, what was the cost to do that? When a contractor has to go and take equipment off of other jobs to bring it up there, it comes at a price. Why? Why? It's a beautiful stadium. It's always been a beautiful stadium. And I congratulate you because the Labour Party started it. And that's great. Okay? Yes, you built it. Built it. No problem. I have no problems in saying that. Okay? But at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, it is about how you use scarce resources. And in particular, Mr. Speaker, when you want to come to the House and speak about the vulnerable, and you want to start crying about the plight of the people on the ground.
And he's right. A beautiful stadium. But we saw last minute they were rushing, trying to finish up stuff that should have been finished already. They were hustling. He's right. They were hustling. Is it finished? Yes. Folks are enjoying the cricket. Nothing is wrong with the statement. They had enough time. Whether it's from September, October, they had enough time. Let's go over to the House.
Point, I have to ask the question, Mr. Speaker. I have to ask the question, Mr. Speaker. WTF? WTF, Mr. Speaker? Really? WTF, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, I have treatment on a point of order, Mr. Speaker. You have often chastised, castigated members for using unparliamentary language in this august chamber. Not too long ago, that acronym was used in the parliament in Canada. That same WTF, and the speaker asked the member to withdraw this WTF. We all know what it means, Mr. Speaker, and if we permit the member to go down that road, he has disrespected this House time and time again. Mr.
Take his microphone and usher him out.
No.
Take his microphone. Usher him out. Usher him out.
Oh. Folks, I can't laugh because I am in a big strap right now. I have a big strap around me. And I have a lot of stitch on the inside and the outside. So I can't laugh. Can't even shout. So Mr. Buddy is speaking about decency and civility in the House. Oh my God. Lucians, this is the definition of hypocrisy. This is the definition of one's mind being so scarred, so burnt, that they didn't realize that they're indicting their own selves with their mouth. So he said, well, WTF. We all know what it stands for. A lawyer, you know. Folks, a lawyer is telling the Speaker of the House that all of us know what WTF stands for. And so the Speaker made a right judgment. This is the same guy, by the way, who used the F note in the House. Yes, this same guy. I give you some moment, folks, to think about what I'm saying to you, friend. Something is wrong, you know. Let's take a break, folks.
At Palette Pleasure, located Ogier Vieux Fort, we take pride in our ability to cater to a wide range of events and occasions, whether it's a joyous celebration like a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or graduation, or a more somber gathering such as a funeral or first communion. We are dedicated to providing exquisite culinary offerings to suit each unique event. Our diverse menu includes offerings such as funeral treat boxes and treat boxes for all other occasions, ensuring that we can provide comfort and support during difficult times, as well as enhance the festivities during happier moments. In addition, we offer prepackaged meals designed for all occasions, ensuring that the food at your event is not only delicious but also convenient. Call us today at 75873333365 for your finger-licking and palatable foods.
Now we are back. You're viewing us through the GVD platform, channel 115, Flow, and also on our YouTube and the other channels. Welcome back, folks. So we were talking about Buddy. We're having some fun with Buddy, and I almost burst one of my stitch. Why? Well, Buddy said, "Oh, he speak like a pastor." A matter of fact, he speaks like a priest, and he speaks really nice English. And I want you to, folks, help me not to laugh tonight, huh? So, Mr. Scientist, stands on a point of order, and Mr. Scientist said to Mr. Speaker, "You got to fix this because." All of us know like somebody just wrote on the YouTube channel, it means Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, and Thursday. No, Wednesday. What the person said? Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Sorry. So, Mr. Buddy. Mr. Buddy said, look, all of us know Mr. Speaker, and so here's Mr. Speaker's response to Buddy, to Mr. Buddy Sahut.
The question, Mr. Speaker. WTF? WTF, Mr. Speaker? Really? WTF, Mr. Speaker?
Street Central. Mr. Speaker, I have treatment on a point of order, Mr. Speaker. You have often chastised, castigated members for using unparliamentary language in this august chamber. Not too long ago.
Hold a minute, folks. Hold a minute. Help me not to laugh. Help me not to laugh. So, help me not to laugh. So, he told the speaker, Buddy, told the speaker. Now, remember, Buddy has a problem with Shasta Ifashe because Shasta fired him. As a matter of fact, it was the Flabos who fired him, not Mr. Shastney. So, but he just... Now, let's be honest. These guys want to be prime minister. I'm sure that has been their desire all their lives. And when that was taken away from him and others, I'm sure that would get them very angry at whosoever became prime minister in their place. And I want you St. Lucians to understand that. Do not get caught up in these fellas' evil. I am warning you, St. Lucians. Do not get yourself caught up, sick, as a result of them fellas' evil. Some of these guys are self-centered. They're stubbornly stubborn. They are full of themselves. They are petty. They are womanish. You understand what I'm saying? Lucians, do not get yourself bent out of shape over these men who are of no example to our children. No authority at all. As far as I'm concerned, if I didn't have to listen to document what they're saying, I wouldn't be listening to these fellas, Scarcely. So he's telling the speaker, you have always chastised us for using unparliamentary terms in the August chamber. Brethren, dubula. Mr. Buddy, the Prime Minister have always rebuked you for being unparliamentary in the House. It's you. So hot. Imagine you telling the chair, you telling Mr. Speaker, you have always corrected. It's not you all, it's you. You are the one who have been out of order many times. It's you. What, you can't remember? The last time the man shielded you when you used the F note in the house, the man shielded you, he said he didn't hear it. But I guarantee you that the Speaker will hear everything going forward because Speaker, I love this Speaker so much. Speaker, I remember Adria. Anyway, let's go back.
That acronym was used in the Parliament in Canada. That same WTF. And the Speaker asked the member to withdraw this WTF. We all know what it means, Mr. Speaker. And if we permit the member to go down that road, he has disrespected this house time and time and time again.
Yes, sir.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out.
Please, don't let me laugh.
Take his microphone.
Take my microphone. Take my microphone, please. Listen. You swear, buddy? Talking to his mongrel. You swear Buddy is speaking to his dog outside the house, in the dog house, warning the dog, don't poop on the balcony. Don't poop on the balcony. If you poop on the balcony again, then you would see what happened. Don't poop on the balcony.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone.
Honestly, I feel one pain there. I see when I pit in your stitch. The man there running out of breath, like the thing is so serious. And view it again, folks. Let's go over.
Again, Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, I am asking you to construe whatever the member said has been unparliamentary and ask him to withdraw this WTF.
Member for Castries Central, if you're going to relay an incident, you must relay the entire incident. After the call by the Speaker to withdraw, the member explained WTF was where are the funds?
Where's the funds?
So, but I cannot interpret.
Oh, God. Folks, I ain't laughed from since Friday. The Speaker, hey, look at the Speaker face. Speaker, remember we? Gafi jai Speaker, man. Speaker gani? Gasa uso hati gasa. The Speaker said, Gasa, Mr. Sohot, buddy, Bugla Alan Shasne had dinu what the word WTF is, what it is, where the funds. Basically, where the money, where the funds. Speaker got it. Sohot Pokon Henley. Make fair Fijai Speaker. Anyway, let's watch. Cool out.
What the member from Miku meant by WTF when WTF has more than one meaning.
Mr. Speaker, I have absolutely no choice but to respect your ruling.
Well, Reverend, look at the international students. Let's go back a bit. Let's play that again.
Member for Castries Central, if you're going to relay an incident, you must relay the entire incident. After the call by the Speaker to withdraw, the member explained WTF was where are the funds?
Where's the funds?
So, but I cannot interpret what the member from Miku meant by WTF when WTF has more than one meaning.
Mr. Speaker.
Look at the
Mwen pas sa pou maji beti sa.
Reverend, look at this too. Look at the visitor's face. You can't weep, buddy. You can't weep, buddy. Look at their faces, folks. Even the visitors, by the way, they're white visitors, eh? Even the white visitors are laughing at Buddy. Gaffy Jaise Mula, Gadayo. Gadayo. So, you see what I'm saying? A big story, a big story.
I heard this short fella.
The sky is falling.
The sky is falling. I heard this short fella. The sky is falling.
I have absolutely no choice but to respect your ruling in this matter. But I am afraid, Mr. Speaker, that the floodgates rather, will now be open and persons will use acronyms. One sec, Mr. Speaker, if you permit me. Persons will use acronyms and conveniently and in a manner that lends itself to non-contention can say, well, WTF means where are the funds? Some other acronym means something else when we know in our local palace that's not the true interpretation.
Remember, it is difficult.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take.
And folks, you know what just happened there? He got embarrassed. Buddy got embarrassed. Not only is the speaker mocking him, his colleague turn around, they laugh at him. The international students all burst out in a big laugh, a bitchin' laugh, a big laugh. Buddy get mad, buddy writing, buddy. He can't wait to speak. He can't wait to speak, buddy. Buddy tried to embarrass Mr. Chasney. Ended up, basically the speaker told him to shut up and sit down.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his mic.
So he told the speaker, well, speaker, you have opened the floodgate. So in other words, just brace yourself for some WTF. Just brace yourself. Wise me.
Any presiding officer to constrain a member when the acronym has more than one meaning. And in the context which a member, but remember we also have to look at the context. The member for Miku South was speaking finance. So I can't interpret WTF in the colloquial way that you are suggesting. Please proceed, member for Miku.
So you see, I told you the Francis are good people, you know. The Francis are good people, I'm telling you. Mr. Speaker just get caught up in bad companies. He get caught up with Buddy. By the way, this is one of the same speakers who was afraid of Buddy. He was in hiding, had to get security guards. Yeah. Okay, cool out, brother. You're just busting another stitch. That's two down. I might have to go get them replaced. Speaker. I love the speaker. Well, let's go forward, folks. Let's go forward with the show.
Member from Miku South, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, in typical fashion, the member from Castres Central is always in a haste and always just wants to tell half the story.
That's right.
That's why I said, Mr. Speaker, that he deserves to get a PhD. Yes, I know, PhD. A PhD in psychology, Mr. Speaker. And that's exactly what it means, and I'm glad he knew the story. Where's the funds? Every time we turn around in this country, all we hear is a secret deal. We hear lies and propaganda, but more importantly, we are left asking ourselves the question, where's the funds? And I'm sure the pensioners themselves, Mr. Speaker, are going.
So that was Honorable Mr. Shastin nicely, getting Buddy out of his comfort zone. And anytime you see Buddy is out of his comfort zone, there's always a big story, a big story. A big story. So let's listen to Buddy run out of breath. Let's listen to Buddy for a minute, okay? Listen to Buddy. Your turn.
Attempted to sign a contract for $70 million on St. Jude to be paid back in 1 year, attracting interest of 1% per day. So hot. Même nom là qui a parlé about l'argent, 11 jours avant l'élection, 11 jours, 11 days, il a tempousillé un contrat pour 70 millions de dollars pour le gouvernement payer de Yolande. Et pour tous les jours, nous pas payer, nous pas payer pour ça l'intérêt. So if a bill, Mr. Speaker, of 20 million came in, and we are late for 1 day, every day we are late, it would cost us $200,000. And this is the man today who has the audacity to stand up and attempt to want to give a lecture in financing, Mr. Speaker. So Darren Sammy, 22 contractors at Darren Sammy Stadium, 22 cricket grounds at Masha. There were 14 contractors. So that's a
Go ahead, buddy, you're listening.
He told the Belgian reporter, they just deported 800 back to St. Lucia. And then the Belgian reporter in a Barbadian accent, 800? Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. And the statistics and data show that was, last night, Mr. Speaker, I was sitting next to the member from Babunu. And the Empire did signal wide. I'm just being digressed. And out of convenience. Mr. Speaker, everybody knows the story. Convicted felon is the one who is the star boy of the United Workers' Party. So much so that the deputy leader, if that's what he is, the one who was the representative of Ancillary, and he could never get back there. He even called on the Prime Minister to dismiss persons on the word of a convicted fraudster.
Mr. Speaker, again, point of order, members.
Okay, folks, so let me just say this to you, St. Lucians, that Mr. Martinez has no affiliation with the United Workers' Party. Nope. He has none. And I'll tell you why he has no connections with the United Workers' Party. Look at who is Mr. Martinez's friend in St. Kitts. It is not the sister party of the United Workers' Party. A matter of fact, who is standing with Mr. Martinez in St. Kitts? It is the Prime Minister of St. Kitts, by the way, who is sister party to the St. Lucia Labour Party. So you see the confusion that Mr. Buddy is trying to tie himself into. Mr. Martinez has no connections with the United Workers' Party. As a matter of fact, the United Workers' Party has not filed any lawsuit against anybody in St. Lucia. As far as we know. As far as I know, and I know a lot. And I can guarantee you that the United Workers' Party leaders, Mr. Chastney, the executive, they are not in any cabal or cahoots with Mr. Martinez. Mr. Martinez is a lone ranger. How do I know that? I speak to him. I've made several requests to him. One of those requests was to travel to Washington last week so that I can look at the documents. I can look at the evidence. I made that request. So I can tell you that the United Workers' Party has absolutely nothing at all to do with Mr. Martinez. And that's what the Labour Party, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to tie Mr. Martinez and the CIP gate around the United Workers' Party neck, but it can't fit. It can never fit. Because Mr. Martinez is complaining that this has become too political. Too political. And it is political at this time because the United Workers' Party, they're concerned about the citizens of the country. The St. Lucia Labour Party, they're concerned about Mr. Hilaire and their buddies. Little do you hear them speak about you, the citizens. Little do you hear them say in the CIP gates that they are concerned about your visa access to other countries in the world. Little do you hear them say, Buddy and the gangs, little do you hear them say, well, you know, this might be a big problem for travel for our people, and we're very concerned about that. No. Them fellas are fighting with Emmanuel secretly. Okay, hold a minute. I can't sit in a position for long, but listen. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
Yes, my friends, Great Vision is the place. So as I was saying, friends, you don't hear the Labour Party speak about you, the people, and your access. Huh? Buddy is very familiar with visas being taken away. So he out of all persons should understand the danger. Yeah? But you would think he would caution the government and say to them, be careful. You would expect that, right? No. The guy has this thing in his heart for Chastney. He has a soft spot for Mr. Chastney. And has dedicated the rest of his life to calling Mr. Chastney's name as long as he has breath. And that's his commitment, to harass Mr. Chastney until the last breath. So St. Lucians, that's why I say don't get caught up in that story. Don't let that be your story or your song. It's a terrible place for any human to be. Every time you see a man, you get angry, you get frustrated, you get bent out of shape. Every time the man speaks, you get so angry and you want to choke somebody. It's a very bad place for any human to be psychologically, I can tell you. It's torment. And not that the other person is tormenting him, you know. He's tormenting himself because he set up himself to harass this man at every turn. And we know the conclusion of these things. Ain't nothing new under the sun, St. Lucians. We know the end result. Wise men have already told us the end results. And that's why I caution Buddy to be careful. Be careful there, buddy. Just a word of caution from one brother to another. Be careful, all right? You're St. Lucian. I got to look out for you. Don't go down that path any longer. Don't. The wise men have already dictated the outcome of you if you don't turn around and change. So, the SLP don't want you to know that they and Emmanuel are at war. That's what they're covering with all the noise. They don't trust Emmanuel. They want to get rid of him. But you know how the Suhat operate. They don't want the UWP to have talking points. So they will stay in the latrine. You know what's a latrine? The outside toilet. The things stink. But because the neighbor passing, you don't want, a matter of fact, not the neighbor, the nice girl passing, you peep through the hole of the outside pit toilet and you see her passing. Eku hot tell me, you don't want to come out. Me Lord there ka throw. Lord there ka throw be upavle we. Upavle from sa we. That uka kaka di the outside toilet so who hot. Jen nam ko anu ye. Lord there ka throw. Uka tufe. The St. Lucia Labour Party, they're in this outside pit with Mr. Emmanuel. But they do not want the United Workers' Party to laugh at them or to get any mileage on the idea that they are not happy with him. They are not happy with him, St. Lucians. They are not. The Prime Minister said he didn't know the man left. He didn't know. Them fellas are not happy. Them fellas don't trust Emmanuel one bit. We know that it's not new. It's not. We understand how you guys operate. You cover your people. But you can't cover for long, I can tell you that. It's going to blow up. Yeah? It's going to come out soon. Very soon, my prophecy is that Emmanuel will not be the head of CIP. Very soon. So don't let them make you feel. If you look at the United Workers' Party, they're the ones saying to you, Gassa, you all got to be clear. You all got to be transparent. You all got to put laws in place. The guy in St. Kitts, you know what he did? He went to his parliament and the man started putting stuff, tightening things, putting things in place for CIP. He not making, you know why? Because he saw and he understands what Mr. Matidas has and what he's doing. He's aware. And the St. Kitts and Nevis government, they're cooperating with the United States and other agencies. That's what St. Lucia is not telling you. So my question to Pierre is, did you call the Attorney General of St. Kitts? Don't say nothing, Mr. Prime Minister. You said you wasn't going to say anything on it. My advice to you is don't say nothing on it. Folks, the phone lines are open at 929-586-1821. The phone lines are open. We'll be off air at 10 p.m. Phone lines are open. Mr. Pear, you tell us something.
The construction and
lots of work is
as a
happening there.
contractor
You know,
selected.
there are some, supply chain issues. Because right now, you see, a hospital's main excited about the investment, our housing programs, our road programs. I'm very excited.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
It's June, and by now I think 4 buildings of St. Jude Hospital are supposed to be completed this month. What's the progress on the
again? That's another cause of my excitement.
Lots
of work is happening there.
What's the update with the construction and
lots of work is
as
happening
a
there.
contractor being selected?
There are some supply chain issues because right.
Solutions, Mr. I don't know if I can find an Accra word for Mr. Pear. But Mr. Pear explained the young reporter. Mr. Pear said to us that we're going to get 4 buildings 4 buildings by June, I believe June. June is already passing and going into July. The reporter asked Mr. Pear, what about the promise that you made to us on the delivery of 4 buildings to the citizens of the country? You know what Mr. Pear said? You all heard him. Oh, this is my excitement. This is my excitement. Yes. Let's go back over that for a minute.
Excited about the investment, our housing programs, our road programs. I'm very excited.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
It's June, and by now I think 4 buildings of St. Jude Hospital are supposed to be completed this month. What's the progress on the
again? That's another cause of my excitement. Lots of work is happening there.
What's the update with the construction and
lots of work is
as
happening
a
there.
contractor?
You know,
selected?
there are some supply chain issues because right now you see a hospital's main feature is not basically the.
So wait. He's not an engineer. Like he said to us, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a police. All of a sudden, Mr. Pear has become an engineer on St. Jude's. All he was asked is, what about your promise that we're going to get 4 buildings by June? We're going to leave June soon. June ka passe nou, kale. When are we going to get it? Well, you see, that's my joy. You see, a hospital is very complex, and it is more than and by the way, we have a supply chain issue. Solutions, this is the very same supply chain issue we had 40 years ago when St. Jude got burned down, when they were giving us dates after dates after dates. I'm not saying it's not going to be completed, but the reporter asked a very straight question. They didn't ask you what is the makeup of a hospital, whether it have beds, it have electricity, whether it should have a morgue, whether it should have an ambulance bay. That's not what the guy asked you, He said it is June, and we are supposed to get 4 buildings, finished buildings. Up to now, the guy have not received an answer. Let's go back.
Building, is the equipment, it's the things like the air condition, the piping.
Okay, the engineer.
The hospital's main issue. A lot that has to be imported. All the piping, all the.
So, folks, this is engineer. Engineer Pear is on the job now. So, all of a sudden, he's an engineer today. And up to now, he have not answered the question. He's telling the man all what composes a hospital. The AC, all of that have to come from overseas. Now, let me ask you, Mr. Pear, when you gave a date of the 4 buildings being delivered, did you not plan for shipping issues? Your procurement folks, did you guys not make some room for a month delay, 2 months delay in deliveries? Why would you come to the people and say to them, 4 buildings is guaranteed to be ready for June? And now the press asks you a question and you're all over the place. You become an engineer, a medical specialist, you become all kind of thing at this time.
Disposal. A hospital, the building is just part of it. But I'm saying to you, I have got an update. The air conditioning is
What's
being
the update?
done as we speak. The air conditioning must be done before the ceiling is completed. That's happening now. We've got the tender. The tenders board has.
Okay, St. Lucian, so you're not getting 4 buildings in June. That's all Per was telling you. You're not going to get it in June. That's all he's saying. The man don't know how to answer a question. He don't know how to answer a question straight. Always beating around the bush. The answer is we have some shipping issues, and the possibility is that we will not get the 4 billion like we promised in June. Most likely we're going to get it in August or September. Story done. Now the guy could have asked you, okay, so what are the supplies that you brought in? And then you can say to him, well, the air condition, we brought in the air condition. We can't put in the ceiling unless we put in the air condition and blah, blah. You can go into all them kind of things because you're the engineer, of course. But you have not answered the question, Mr. Pear. The same thing you did.
On the second stage of the hospital. It has gone now to the Saudis for no objection. You understand? The minister doesn't determine the cost of the hospital.
So who asks you all that, sir? And brethren, this has been the problem with St. Jude's Hospital all these years. None of these government ministers could have come clean with the people. None of them could have come to St. Lucian's and said, look, we have a financial problem. Look, we have a major problem with the contractors and the engineers and those people. We have problems with them. They're not delivering. They did not tell the people that. Any government that would have come to the people and said to them, here is our problem. Here is where we have a problem. Our drawings are not approved. We are far behind on where we should be. We're going to pause the project, we're going to make an assessment, and we're going to give you a report. And the story, but all these lies, and in the next month it will be finished, and we'll need chemical and cleaning agents to clean it up. It's 90% finished. All that is nonsense, garbage. You're playing with the people of St. Lucia. You're taking them for Pappy Show. You are taking them for Pappy Show. And it's the same thing with the CIP, you know. You ask him whether he's aware of the MSR lawsuit. No, it is 2 businessmen. The government has not been, nobody sued the government. It's the United Workers' Party. It's one businessman and nothing clean. Nothing straightforward. This prime minister can be a good prime minister if he would just answer questions straightforward. When you beat around the bush, friends, you lost the citizens of the country. You get them lost in the discussion. And I'll tell you, government, any government that speaks the truth to its citizens, they will be a successful government. People are tired of being lied to, misled. You told us, you and your government told us, Fresh Start had a problem with the housing. There was no approval. We found out that was not the truth. You told us that there's a problem on the Grosley Highway, Chasney, do wrong about because of his father, land, blah, blah, blah. Then we find out that Mr. Chasney's father gave the government the land. You told us corruption at the airport, blah, 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 blah. We found out that there was no corruption at the airport. You told us St. Jude, the new St. Jude building, it's a travesty, it's a box, it's not good. Then we find out that you are going to deliver 4 of the same box to us. So I hope you understand, Mr. Prime Minister. And I hold you responsible. You're the head. Buddy, all of them are just noisemakers. But the buck stops with you. Yeah? You will make or break your government, sir. The people feel used and abused. And this case with the St. Jude Hospital, it is time for you to tell the people the truth. Up to now, nobody knows really how much you're going to spend. I heard it's 260 million in new spending. You said you got a loan for $200 million for St. Jude and the stadium. Then we found out you borrow 80 million for all the stadiums in the country. That's what we heard today. Mr. Buddy said, first time in history, all the sporting facility will be taken care. No. That's not the first time in history. Under Alan Chasney, Dennery got a beautiful field upgrade. Many Soufrière and many fields around St. Lucia got an upgrade. You guys protested and you said that the fake grass gives you cancer. Don't forget that. So to come and say to us, first time in the history of St. Lucia, we're going to spend money all over St. Lucia to fix the grass and everything else and the fields, and first time, so hot. That's what you said to us. But that's not the truth, ain't it? It's far from the truth. Why are we not seeing the gas prices go down? Alan Shasta, he said with the stroke of a pen. No, why you are not bringing the gas prices down? There's a Panama account. Well, it's just speculation. I just saw it. I don't know. But leave for the people to speculate. Then you find out there is no such bubble in Panama. Then now, you said, well, it's Shasta that opened the account in China. It's Shasta. But you're not saying to us, sir, that there was a problem in getting local banks to open escrow accounts, and the best option was up there in Hong Kong. You didn't say that to us. But you told us there is some bubble and people going to Panama in volley. Remember the T-shirts you guys had? You even printed waste taxpayers' money to print T-shirts going to volley, going to Panama on volley. Remember the talks in the House, misleading the House? It's in hindsight. It's documented there that you guys misled the citizens of the country. Yeah? I'm sure I make a lot of sense there, folks. But the St. Jude Hospital, we're being thrown off again by this government, who is saying to us that the buildings basically is not going to be ready for June. They have supply issues. Every time there's a problem with building in St. Lucia, it's supply issues. There's no COVID. Nothing is going on at Panama. Everybody else is getting shipments. Ralph Gonsalves was able to put in swimming pools on his stadium and all kind of VIP stuff, put up brand new lights, everything in St. Vincent, got everything prepared and ready for day one. He had no supplies issues. He's building a massive port in Kingstown. No supply issues. The port is on schedule to finish. State of the art. But only in St. Lucia, when it comes to building, there's a whole set of supplies issues in the country. And I think it's a cover-up. Our governments need to tell the citizens the truth. We're going to our last break, friends, and then we will rant a little more, and then we'll close.
At Palette Pleasure, located Ogier Vieux Fort, we take pride in our ability to cater to a wide range of events and occasions, whether it's a joyous celebration like a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or graduation, or a more somber gathering such as a funeral or first communion. We are dedicated to providing exquisite culinary offerings to suit each unique event. Our diverse menu includes offerings such as funeral treat boxes and treat boxes for all other occasions, ensuring that we can provide comfort and support during difficult times, as well as enhance the festivities during happier moments. In addition, we offer prepackaged meals designed for all occasions, ensuring that the food at your event is not only delicious but also convenient. Call us today at 758-733-3365 for your finger-licking and palatable foods.
All right, folks, welcome back. And welcome back to our viewers on GVD TV, channel 115, Flow, St. Lucia. All right? So, folks, listen. Let's just close our rant. I say all this to say tonight, folks. You, the people, have been taken for a ride for a very long time. And maybe it's because you guys enjoy these type of rides. Call them joy rides. Going nowhere. Tomorrow, the DPP is going to speak to the citizens of the country. I heard Mr. Perry say, we didn't even fire him. We didn't fire the DPP. Listen to me. Why would you fire the DPP? And why would you even make such a statement in the first place? Why? Why would you make such a statement? Why? Why? Should not have said anything. So the DPP is going to address the people of St. Lucia. My prayer is that Rick Wayne, who have for far too long been crying out for a closure to this impacts report. Mr. Powell, who came on this show, advisor to the St. Kitts government, who said to us that it is time for the impacts report to be brought to an end. There's a dark cloud that have hanged over the heads of our law enforcement. I believe instructions were given for the courts to start taking action. In the impacts report, friends, politicians and businessmen, their names were mentioned in the impacts report. Let's keep our fingers crossed, St. Lucians. Let us hope that tomorrow that the DPP will not pappy show the citizens of the country, but instead we would walk away with clarity. Let's hope by the end of the day tomorrow, God's willing, that the police commissioner will have to make a statement. Let's hope tomorrow that the people will feel as though they are getting somewhere after a very long time going nowhere. Let's hope that the chips may fall where it may, and people will be held accountable in this bright and fair Helen. Justice for all. The law is for the rich and the law is for the poor. And no one should get off because they have money or a good lawyer. Let justice prevail in the land, so that sons and daughters of St. Lucia will feel truly that they are true sons and daughters of the country. I say let freedom reign, and let justice flow from the hills of Dennery and to the plain in Castries. Let justice flow from Grosley to Soufriere. Let justice flow in the nation so that families can feel a little better that the law is working for them. No citizens in St. Lucia should feel helpless when it comes to the law. No families who have lost loved ones, whether it's through police shooting or any other shooting, should feel lost after they have buried their dead loved ones. I say, St. Lucians, tonight, let freedom reign. And let it flow through every corner of the country. Let freedom reign, friends. And let's see what's going to reign tomorrow. Is it going to be a big story or no story? You tell me. Folks, you have been in tune to another Caribbean American News Media platform. To our viewers on the island of St. Lucia, viewing us through GVD TV, thank you so much for being here. For those of you on our platforms, thank you for being here. Please enjoy what Timothy would call the clip of the day. This one is the clip of the moment.
I mean, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.